Yo, what is up, guys? It's Nigel here, and today we're talking about Monster Hunter. Now, why are we talking about Monster Hunter? Because I'm pretty positive, well, everybody's pretty much positive that it's going to be Monster Hunter that they're going to be showing at TGS this year, and that TGS starts at like the 21st of September and ends like the 24th or something like that, so around that timeline, expecting a Monster Hunter trailer, and then it'll probably come out in March because that's what it kind of did with Rise and every other Capcom game, like in the winter period. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because I am a Capcom guy and I do play Monster Hunter. A little background actually. I played Monster Hunter, like my first Monster Hunter game was probably Freedom Unit, but I didn't understand it because I was a little kid. Played 3, started understanding more, played 3 Ultimate, played 4 Ultimate, and then pretty much all the other ones, Generation Ultimate, all the way up to Rise. So pretty much to sum it up, Freedom Unit is like this pretty much Monster Hunter 2 Ultimate Edition, but pretty much I played 2 all the way up to Rise, essentially. And I'm really curious of what the next game could be because there's a lot of information given from the developers. But it's like they tweet stuff, right? So it's not gonna be really, no one's really gonna see that unless they follow the producers and the creators of Monster Hunter. Like for instance, I believe the director, he actually did want to add underwater combat to World, but they didn't have enough time to do that. It would have not reached the deadline if they did that. So most likely, it's probably going to be in I don't want to say World 2, but that's pretty much what it is. It's Monster Hunter World 2. Unless they call it like something else. Like another YouTuber called it Utopia. Another one said something else. I don't remember all the names everybody's been making, but hope it's something cool, at least names-wise. But yeah, that's probably, we're going to see a return to underwater combat, but they do it right, I guess you could say. It'd be cool if they added the verticalness and the underwater combat, like they added from 4 and from 3. That would be the best of both worlds, if we're being honest here. When it comes to maps, I feel as if they're gonna have the same maps they had before, like the Ancient Forest. I don't remember the other maps, honestly, because I didn't really care about them. Like I think World's maps were okay. If you want my perspective on them, World maps, they're alright. Like the best map is probably literally the Ancient Forest in World. The other maps are okay. I didn't really like the volcano at all. I think that was the worst map in my opinion because it didn't really feel too volcano-like, I think. Every other map was like okay. I think my biggest problem probably with the maps for it in World, and I think about it, is probably they didn't add enough water, in my opinion. I know how this sounds, like bro, like come on. But hear me out. Every other like old map, and I know they could be different or whatever, blah blah blah. But it felt like, for instance, Coral Highlands and this new pretty map. It looks pretty pink, all this stuff, and it's supposed to be watery based. Where's the water at? You know, like that's the thing I'm talking about. It's like what the heck. But I just feel as if that was missing. But either way, new maps are probably going to be really spicy, I'm hoping, because Rise was definitely killing it with the newer maps. So I can expect the same thing for the newer games, because there's just so much going on in the environment, in my opinion, and it looks really good. Like, all the maps I have no problem with. Like, I think that has actually, Rise is like one of the best desert maps, besides like an older game or something, but yeah. Either way, though, another thing that I'm hoping for, this is like, if anything, this should be in the game. There should be a new weapon, like 2 new weapons at least, because it has been like, I want to say like over 10 years maybe, or more than that. Yeah, I think it'd probably been more. Whenever 4 came out, 4 Ultimate, or just 4. Yeah, no, I just looked it up. Yeah, 2015, that was like the last time, because that's when 4 Ultimate came out, and that was like the last weapon, which is Charge Blade, because in base 4 was Intake Wave, I believe, so. It's been a minute, we need a new one. Like, please, there's so many ideas, man. But yeah, I'm expecting a new weapon at least. Also, it's about that time. I'm pretty sure they've at least figured out how to add the bone structure. Lagiacrys needs to be in this game. Like, dude, we've had all the other flagships from every game, but not 3. Now, I get it. No one likes swimming, but they're probably going to add it anyway and make it better. But please, he is actually probably one of the most coolest flagship monsters in Monster Hunter. And speaking of monsters, I think they're probably going to add more variety instead of Brute Wyvern, Flying Wyvern. What else Wyvern did they add? I mean, you know, Elder Dragon. Wait. Fang Beast. Yeah, Fang Beast. Maybe like one more other one, but that's it. They didn't have any insects. They didn't have any frog boys. No snakes. Did they? No, Royal was not in there. No Leviathans. Like, the variety, gone. It was just basic. I'm a T-Rex. I'm a lizard. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Actually, that's the biggest thing. Do not make them basic animals. Like, that's probably the most boring thing I've ever seen. That was probably the most boring designs I've seen in World. Like, World, Adjunct, he's mid. Like, I don't hate him. He's mid. Puke, he's alright. Everybody else, I don't like you. Maybe Odogaron might pass. And well, actually, you know what? The best monster they added in Monster Hunter World was Basil Geese. Never mind. I'll change it back. People say Goose. Basil Geese. Because he is probably the most interesting one they had. That was new. Besides, like, you know, the Elder Dragons that they added, which only one of them sucked, was Val Hezek. He was kind of like, they messed up with him. But every other Elder Dragon they added, cool. Nargana, cool. Namiel, cool. Suresh Valda, cool. All of them. But I'm hoping they do a good job in making more monster designs, not more animalistic. And if they do, make them crazy, make them do some crazy stuff then. Because I think that's the thing what people like about the classic monsters. They had crazy mechanics. Zinogre can go Super Saiyan, Rajang can go Super Saiyan, Valstrak can freaking turn into a jet. You gotta have interesting monsters like that. So I'm hoping they incorporate that in the game and also add more insect spiders, more monsters that are like different in variety. Hopefully they can, but you know, we'll have to find out. And I'm gonna be honest, how I'm talking about this right now, it doesn't really matter because the game is pretty much whatever is in the game is already set in stone. It's too late. So this is just me hoping that I get what stuff I want, which is just mainly the weapons and interesting monsters. That's all that's really needed. And also the system, how they, I forget what it was exactly, I can't remember, but they pretty much made it in Rise where every weapon was just like a regular weapon, like it did damage. They didn't do that for World. They made certain weapons like an archetype or whatever that made them weaker. Like I'm a sword and shield dude, so World for me was not super fun because I feel like I was hitting for nickels and pennies. Like I actually had to make a really strong build for it to be effective for some reason. And Rise, that was not a problem. I just said attack up, I'm good. I didn't even need to do any special stuff. I was like, I can just go beat people up because I know how monsters work. But that's like the thing that I hope they bring from Rise to this new game, because it made it more like a an MMO kind of, and I didn't like that a little bit with World. What they were doing for some things, the gimmick was not that fun to me. It was like, oh, you have to do these certain conditions, this, that, and this. I'm like, man, can I just hunt a monster like regularly? Please. And I feel as if, well, this is a giving from every game. There's probably going to be a new mounting system because of, well, in 4, you had to like sit there for a second and then stab him. And then, you know how World is, you stab him in certain parts, then you smack him with your weapon or whatever. And in Rise, you can just ride the monster, so there's going to be a new mechanic. Or they might add the old mechanics to the new game. I don't know exactly what they're going to do for that, but there's going to be something like that for sure. And I think a given too for this game is gonna have crossplay, because I think that was the biggest problem with World and Rise actually, is that there was no crossplay. So because I played it on Switch originally, and then my friends that are gonna play on PC with me, I played by myself all the way again with the DLC, did that, and then it came on PlayStation. So I was like, my friend wants to get it, and he's actually willing to play, but problem is I don't feel like buying it again. And he was just playing by himself, and then he stopped eventually. I felt as if he had a group setting, he probably would have played more, but there's no crossplay, so I'm hoping that will be in full effect. So I would imagine that the game will release in the same time for all consoles, maybe. It's like, so PC might be a starting lineup here, I think. Because I don't think, the only way you would be able to spoil something, because the only reason why they wouldn't give like a beta or whatever, is if like for, you know, them to look at the data files, but I don't think they will have anything of value in there, maybe? I don't know. But I'm hoping that be the case, that PC will be at the same time, because that means everybody will be in the exact same thing. There's no like PC gets this expansion pass here, consoles get it first, none of that, just all together. So that's what I'm really hoping for, is crossplay. When it comes to like the flagship monster, I know Rage Gaming made a video about it saying it would be a snake wyvern, and actually that sounds about right, because I don't think they're going to do a flying wyvern. It's kind of, they don't want to do anything boring, you know, they want to do something interesting to get people's eyes. If they do another flying wyvern, it's not going to be as interesting. It also has like a gimmick to dragon install, but they've did that a little bit too much with Zinogre, with Magnamalo, so that's already 2 times. 3rd time, you're done. So I think they're going to do something different. I don't think it's going to be a brute, because they did that with World, with Nargigana. Not like a brute wyvern, but like obviously Elder Dragon, but he's more physical. And then they'll kind of, you know, elemental strongly, Magnamalo explosion, but dragon install. And then Malzeno he had, you know, dragon install pretty much, and his own mechanic or whatever. Like he was special. So I think they're going to add a new special thing again, where it's like, this monster can do this thing, and it's affecting everything again, like Gor Magala and Malzeno did. So I can imagine them using that for an expansion, but not the main game, because it would be good end game if they did it. Because I think World's end game was, it was okay. It got better with the, you know, the freaking Iceborne or whatever. But Rise Sunbreak did it really the best, probably out of all the newer games brought by these two, because the core system make actual monsters tougher. Like for real, it reminded me of 4, but I didn't really do G rank for that, so I can't really say too much. But that's what it reminds me of, kind of like the difficulty. Like every monster actually does damage, so I think they're gonna go that route again with the new mechanic. So I can expect to see that somewhere. I hope there will be a new element too. I think that's not gonna happen, but it would be really nice to see, because like just with all the monsters that are out there and stuff, like I forget the name of that phone game, but it's like a Anubis monster, and it was Earth in that game. That was cool. And like wind not being elements, like what? I feel as if they should do something like that to spice things up, but I don't think they will. But I am hoping for some monsters from different games. Like it could be a phone game for sure, like I said, that Anubis guy, or it could be Frontier monsters, which I'm hoping for, because if they add the Legia Christmas body, almost messed up there, almost said lag reactors. If they do that, they could add the one monster from Frontier. I forget what it's called. It starts with a B, but it has like a long tongue, it's such your blood and stuff. It was really cool. They could add stuff like that because they have more variety to do that. So I'm hoping they add Frontier monsters, because the game's already dead, so no one's paying for it, because that's the reason why we didn't get it originally. So I can expect Aspinass to already be in the game most likely for certain, because that was actually really effective. Everybody was like, oh yeah, that was a really positive effect. So we can see definitely monsters from other games coming in, and obviously there's going to be crossover monsters, because they were for sure killing the scene with that. Like with the Final Fantasy event with the Behemoth, that was fun. I will say it was a little annoying because you had to DPS check. I hate DPS checks, man. And then with the Leshen fight, the ancient Leshen fight and Leshen, that was cool too. So I can see something like that happening again with another crossover. I just don't know what yet. It could be Final Fantasy again if they wanted to. Like they could do Final Fantasy 16 and you can have like Clive's armor or something like that, or fight Ifrit or Phoenix. That would be a cool idea or something. I can see something like that happening again. But yeah, I think that is remotely all I think about the new game. Is like, mainly if we're going to get a new weapon, probably. That's like the biggest concern I have. Like, are we going to get something interesting? Are they going to make weapons have like the same sort of damage thing that they did for Rise? I hope so, because that was like the best thing ever. Are they going to increase the speed of World? Because I will say World, if when you play it, it's a bit more floaty. That's what it reminds me of, like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep or something. Or 2. Whichever Kingdom Hearts game was the floatiest one. I can't remember right now. But it was really floaty and kind of a little slow. So I hope they speed it up a little bit, because faster means better to me. And I hope they don't make monsters super oppressive. Like, I feel as if Rise, what they did is, you have a special move so you can smack them with that. But they have a special move, you smack them back, which made it fair. World had it where if you fought with Jang, you had no special moves. He just got angry and he was just doing stuff. You knocked him down against the wall, guess what? I'm back up. Like, what? Hopefully they don't do that. But yeah, that's the things I'm really thinking about, honestly, here. I just wanted to give my feedback and stuff on it, because I am a Monster Hunter player. I just don't really show it too much. Like, I made some live streams and played Rise Sunbreak through the entire YouTube channel, if you want to look at it, and stuff like that. But yeah, I just didn't get a chance really to make too much Monster Hunter content, because like other stuff was coming out. Actually, funny enough, I was going to make a Sunbreak review, but just too much games were coming out, so I just didn't get a chance to do that. And if you want my quick synopsis of really quickly, it's like a 9 out of 10. The final monster that you fight, not Amatsu, by the way, like the actual big bad boss, or whatever you want to say, how people say it. Brother was sick. Is he cooler than Shurish Valda? I think so. Shurish Valda is really cool though. So that's my feeling about it. All the new monsters that they added, like actual new ones, not variants or whatever, all of them are cool. I really liked them all. And the returning monsters were really welcome, just to see some crabs, or what do they call them, carapaces and stuff like that. Missed them. Like, I missed the Shogun and Hermit. I missed them. And freaking seeing Espinas in the game, that blew me away. And Goro Magal, obviously. But Espinas, that was like the biggest thing for me in Rise, honestly. Also, the fact that they made Hunting Horn actually really cool, another plus. Like, they did a lot of cool stuff with weapons in this game too. But either way, that's pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and stuff like that, and have a great day, night, noon, or whatever time period you guys live at, man. And I'll see you guys next time.